Developing self-awareness with Stoicism. Self-awareness is one of the cornerstones of personal development, emotional intelligence, and mental clarity. Without it, instead of acting thoughtfully and deliberately in accordance with our values and objectives, we run the risk of being governed by our emotions, impulses, and outside circumstances. In Stoicism, self-awareness is not only a crucial instrument for self-understanding, but also a necessary component of leading a moral life. Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca were among the Stoic philosophers who highlighted the value of introspection, mindfulness, and deliberate reflection in assisting people in bettering their lives. The Stoic approach offers useful techniques for increasing our awareness of our thoughts, deeds, and intentions, whether through mindfulness, daily reflection, or staying focused on our values. 1. The daily reflection practice. Daily introspection is one of the main ways Stoicism promotes self-awareness. One of the most important representatives of Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, frequently kept a notebook as a means of self-reflection. We can pinpoint times when we behaved in line with our values and times when we didn't by looking back on our day. Through observation of the recurrent patterns in our actions, thoughts, and feelings, reflection also helps us identify areas for improvement. Journaling or just allocating time at the end of the day to evaluate your thoughts and deeds are two ways to incorporate daily reflection into your routine. By doing this, you become more conscious of yourself and make a concerted effort to improve yourself. 2. The control dichotomy. The dichotomy of control, a Stoic idea, is another effective strategy for fostering self-awareness. According to this theory, there are things that we can control, like our ideas, deeds, and attitudes, and things that we cannot, such the acts of others, the course of nature, or the results of our efforts. Rather than emotionally responding to these outside events, we learn to be conscious of how we respond and work on concentrating on the things that we can actually control. The paradox of control, for instance, reminds you that while you have no control over a co-worker's actions at work, you do have control over how you react to them. Understanding where your energy is most effective helps you become more deliberate and conscious in your thoughts and behavior, which improves emotional stability. 3. Present moment awareness and mindfulness. The practice of mindfulness promotes being totally present and involved in the moment without passing judgment. We can become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations by practicing mindfulness and present moment awareness. For instance, practicing mindfulness might help you notice your anger without reacting to it right away if you sense it building during a conversation. After that, you can stand back and decide how to react in a way that is consistent with your Stoic values, which include patience, composure, and reason. We are better able to control our emotions as a result of this enhanced awareness of the here and now. The function of emotions and how to control them. According to Stoicism, emotions are normal responses to outside stimuli and should not be allowed to rule us. Emotions such as fear, rage, and jealousy are frequently brought on by erroneous beliefs or attachments to outside objects. When we experience fear, for instance, we can ask ourselves, what is the source of this fear? Do I have any influence over it? This approach enables us to reframe our ideas in a more logical manner and helps us identify the assumptions or beliefs that cause emotional reactions. We can improve our emotional control and stop harmful behaviors brought on by unrestrained emotions by engaging in this emotional self-awareness practice. We reclaim control over our choices and actions when we acknowledge our emotions without letting them dictate our behavior. 5. The value of virtue and living by our principles. According to Stoicism, leading a moral life is the ultimate objective. Living in accordance with reason, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline is what is meant by virtue. In order to become more self-aware, we must constantly examine our beliefs and make sure that our behavior is consistent with them. We may make deliberate choices and react to circumstances in a way that reflects our basic beliefs if we are clear about them. For instance, self-awareness enables you to stop and consider your reasons. If you value honesty, yet are inclined to lie in a challenging circumstance, are you acting in accordance with your values, or are you acting out of fear of conflict? A stronger sense of integrity and self-respect results from this practice of matching deeds to virtue. According to Stoicism, we should always make an effort to live according to our principles, no matter what happens outside of us. We can continually assess our decisions and develop into more consistently virtuous people by increasing our awareness of our ideals. 6. Negative visualization's function. Developing self-awareness through negative visualization is another essential Stoic technique. Using this method, one can envision the worst-case scenario in any given circumstance. According to the Stoics, thinking about failure, loss, and misfortune would help the mind deal with hardship by lowering anxiety and dread related to the unknown. One method of self-awareness that helps us face our anxieties and uncertainty head-on is negative visualization. We become more conscious of our attachment to particular results or wants when we envision possible obstacles. We understand that although we have no control over what occurs, we do have power over our reactions and the attitude we decide to adopt. Negative visualization techniques include, for instance, visualizing the worst-case scenario, such as losing the job if you are nervous about an impending interview. You can overcome your fear of failing and face the circumstance with more poise by acknowledging this possibility. This understanding of impermanence enables us to remain composed and concentrated on the important things, reducing the emotional toll that setbacks take. 7. Adopting the continuous learning practice. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on the value of ongoing self-improvement via education and self-reflection. We must be willing to consistently analyze our ideas, behaviors, and beliefs if we want to become more self-aware. The conviction that human growth and progress are possible is a fundamental component of Stoic philosophy. We become more conscious of our strengths and shortcomings and look for possibilities to improve when we develop the habit of lifelong learning. This kind of thinking pushes us to take on obstacles, grow from our errors, and become stronger, more intelligent people. Every moment presents a chance for development, and when we are self-aware, we can view life as a collection of teachings rather than a sequence of occurrences that we merely endure. Reading Stoic literature, thinking back on your deeds, or getting input from others can all be basic forms of this practice. Self-awareness is a lifetime endeavor, since the Stoic aim is to continuously seek out new knowledge and ways to improve oneself. Final thoughts. Gaining self-awareness via Stoicism is a life-changing activity that promotes increased emotional fortitude, logical judgment, and individual development. We become more aware of our thoughts, actions, and reactions by integrating daily introspection, comprehending the paradox of control, engaging in mindfulness practices, controlling our emotions, and staying true to our basic beliefs. Stoic methods like continual learning and negative visualization give us strong tools to face obstacles and lead more deliberate, meaningful lives. We can embrace a life of wisdom, morality, and personal mastery by overcoming the constraints of fear, anxiety, and impulsive reactions via self-awareness. By encouraging us to take charge of our inner lives, Stoicism can help us become more methodical, thoughtful, and eventually fulfilled people. Let us know in the comments what you think about the developing self-awareness with Stoicism, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.